waves were difficult to detect directly. Their existence had been called Einstein's last unproven theory. Why did the waves remain undetected? The waves distort space, but the distortion is extremely small and difficult to observe. This is the LIGO Observatory in the US. It is made up of two 4-kilometer vacuum pipes connected to make an L shape. Researchers send laser beams through the pipes. If gravitational waves reach the observatory in a distort space, there is a tiny change in the time needed for the beams to travel. LIGO researchers simultaneously detected and examined the same levels of change at two facilities and said the changes came from gravitational waves.
Akihiro Tani works for the National Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation in Tokyo. Tani says Einstein's prediction has been proven exactly 100 years later. He says this will be a good opportunity for people to realize how fascinating physics is. This weekend, Tani is to give a lecture on gravitational waves. The news of the detection of such waves is expected to attract many people to his museum. Tani says young children visit the museum on weekends. He says he'll work hard to explain the phenomena in an enjoyable way. What will the observation of gravitational waves make possible? Scientists hope the waves will be a new tool for observing outer space. They say the waves will make it possible to directly detect black holes and other things that cannot be observed using light. They hope this will lead to new discoveries about matters such as the beginning of the universe. Next month, tests are due to start to run at a huge observation facility in Gifu Prefecture. Last year's co-winner of the Nobel Prize in Physics, Takaaki Kajita, has been leading the project. Kajita says the discovery has ushered in a more exciting era for gravitational wave astronomy.
Well, it is very difficult to try to understand the mechanism, but we do get the impression that it is a historical discovery. And also, Einstein had predicted the existence of gravitational waves a century ago. That in itself is surprising. And the fact that he managed to explain that with a bowling ball is also amazing. It has now become possible to observe things that were not visible to the eye, or things whose existence were not known. There is now possibility that various cosmic mysteries such as black holes and Big Bang will be revealed. Observatories from various countries, including Japan, need to collaborate to make these things happen, and Japan's Kagra may also see a major discovery.
Temperatures are expected to climb higher than usual this weekend. In and around northern and eastern Japan, caution is advised against avalanches and falling snow in places where snow has accumulated. With thawing snow, caution is also advised against mudslides. Another concern is the spread of pollen allergies that could be caused by the rising temperatures. In Kanazawa, the mercury rose to almost 17 degrees today. It was as warm as April. People took off their coats, and some were eating ice cream. The warm weather is beginning to affect people with pollen allergies. Our reporter says some people are wearing large masks and his eyes are also becoming itchy. Pollen allergies are starting to affect people. This young man says his nose is blocked and his eyes are itchy. This woman says her face is itchy. She says it's good that spring is coming soon, but she hates the pollen. Our reporter says the weather information firm in Chiba City uses its equipment to count the amount of pollen in the air. The firm has installed the equipment across the country. The equipment captures data in real time on the pollen count. The firm says the count has significantly increased over the past few days. Ayumi Kusada is working for the firm's forecast center. She says the pollen count began to increase around Wednesday and they declared the beginning of the pollen season in some areas. They say the season has begun in the Kanto region except for Kanagawa, as well as Kagoshima and Miyazaki in southern Kyushu. Caution is especially advised for this weekend. Kusada says the pollen season could also start in Tokai, Kansai, Chukoku, Shikoku and northern Kyushu. She advises people to seek preemptive treatment even if they're yet to develop any allergic symptoms. Our reporter says the waiting room is crowded with people at this ear, nose and throat clinic in Tokyo. This man says he's been suffering from a pollen allergy for years. He came to the clinic for early treatment to mitigate his symptoms. The doctor says pollen can easily get into human bodies at this time of the year. The doctor says the cold and dry weather in winter has damaged mucous membranes. He says the damaged membranes cannot protect people from pollen. He says he advises medication to fix their mucous membranes before the season kicks off. The doctor also advises people to use masks in slightly different ways. The doctor says people are advised to add one more layer of wet gauze to lower the likelihood of pollen getting through. Wearing masks and glasses is a